Been all around the world. Please welcome Blackie Lawless from the group What? Thank you. You've sold 1 million copies of your first album in America, England, and Japan. Obviously, very big there because you've just come down from there.
Yeah, the people there are all about 4 feet tall, so we're very big when we're going
very big. Yeah, you'd be looking out over the audience. Where are they? Wasp is not that well known here, though. You're still fairly fresh as a name. Can you just, when we sort of getting to know you on a Saturday morning, if that's all right?
Wasp has a few outposts left, and Australia is one of them.
Is one of them, yeah.
And the object for any rock and roll band that cares about their fans worldwide is to come and break down any barriers that are left existing. And that's one of the reasons I'm here at this point. We have tentative plans to come back in February to tour Australia.
Good.
We start a Japanese tour February 6th, and we'll be there for 2 weeks, so we're going to swing down here after that. Like I said, the object is to come down and remove any existing barriers that are left. And at that point, you go around once a year. It's like a policing action from country to country just to make sure everything is tidy and in its place.
So how long ago did you form Wasp?
About 3 years ago. And I've got a kind of a situation that's a little unusual. I put a bunch of people together that nobody else wanted. They're great musicians, but for one reason or another, they had personal problems and things like that. I put a bunch of gangsters and hoodlums together, and I formed this type of an outfit. And you give those kind of people some sort of common cause or goal to believe in, and it's amazing what kind of chemistry you can develop. Oh, yeah.
You have an outrageous sort of, well, it precedes you, this outrageousness, the whole band, in fact. Have you been barred from playing in any places that you've been in?
Well, we got to Ireland last year, and they wouldn't let us in. So we decided to go over to Britain instead, and so I got off the airplane, and the press was there to meet us. And I was walking through by a newsstand, and I saw this big ad on the front page of the newspaper. It says, American Sex and Blood Rock Act banned from America. And I couldn't see who it was. I could only see the headline, and I thought, God, we have competition already? You know, I pulled the thing up out of the record. God, it's us, you know. So we didn't know some of the shows had been canceled till we've been there. What we did is we created a type of theater called psychodrama, which is designed to get the audience involved as much as possible. And it's a type of theater that was designed to get people really excited. In other words, we're giving them more bang for their buck, so to speak.
Right.
And because of that, it's been perceived to be unusual or highly unusual in people's eyes that really don't understand it. What we're doing, I call electric vaudeville. We're not doing anything really different. But I think the same people that get excited about what we're doing right now are the same people that watched Elvis Presley 25 years ago.
Right, and it moves on.
Sure.
Wasp, W, full stop, A, full stop, S, full stop, P. Do those letters stand for anything?
Yeah.
Can you tell us on G-rated television?
No.
It's that question gone.
Just X that one right off, right?
This new album, which I love, The Last Command, is a little different from the first, and in fact, for what would be called a heavy band, is quite different. There's a whole stack of different instruments in there. You, in fact, play how many? 12 on the album?
I played 14 different
14. And one of those is a sitar.
Sitar, yeah.
Who taught you that?
Myself.
Yeah?
It's called necessity.
Right.
You know, what we wanted to do was create a record that had never been done in heavy rock before. And we put a bunch of instruments together, and the challenge was to try to make those instruments as heavy sounding as possible. Because in heavy rock, it's got to be heavy and driving, straightforward.
Yeah.
And you can't really deviate from that a whole lot. We took traditional instruments that had not been traditionally used in this type of music before, especially a lot of percussive things, and fuse them together with the instruments, the basic instrumentation that you have. No one's ever really done that before. And
it's worked for you.
It's a freedom that I like a lot that you'll continue to see in the future from us. The departure that you had from the first album to the second album, you will see from the second to the third album.
And ongoing.
And ongoing.
Just very quickly, mate, because we're out of time, but the censorship thing in the US where the senators' wives are all complaining they want records censored. What are your thoughts quickly on that?
I think it's for Washington wives that were sitting around at a barbecue one Sunday afternoon and had nothing to do, and said, why don't we go after Blackie Lawless and all the rest of these boys and see what happens there. If they really want something to do, I think they should spend their time cleaning up Washington, D.C.
Okay. Want to see Wasp in action? We'll have a look at the clip right now. Blind in Texas. Thank Blackie Lawless, sir. Thank you. See you when you're come back. Stay there. You're right.
Free till I couldn't see. I fell on the floor when I said his. I'm blind in Texas. The Lone Star is hot tonight. I'm blind in Texas. The cowboys are taking my everything starts to spin, loaded on 10. I fell out the door, what I said is I'm blind in Texas. The Lone Star is hot tonight. I'm blind in Texas. The cowboys have taken my and the West Texas town of Paso, Corpus Christi and Waco, yellow roses raising hell in Austin, just in the sun now. When the Hoods Cow police decided to come round, they said, well, what's the matter with you? What you trying to do? I looked at the man and I